you do not know by now, OpenAI is planning on releasing their internal codename model Spud, aka the GPT 5.5 model this week. And I gotta say, OpenAI might actually be back because this new model is insanely good. Recently, OpenAI has been A/B testing their new model inside ChatGPT, and there's a small chance you might get one of the checkpoints that basically represent the GPT 5.5. Right now, one that a lot of people have been getting access to is the Crest Pro Alpha, and this is a checkpoint that could represent the GPT 5.5 Pro model, and it should be available within ChatGPT today. And overall, for my personal test, these models feel noticeably different: faster, better outputs, stronger reasoning, better problem solving, and just way more capable with complete tasks like SVG, image style generations, and agentic workflows. Honestly, I feel it to be a bit better than the Opus 4.7 at times. Now, most likely, we should see the GPT 5.5 base model as well as the GPT 5.5 Pro model with extended thinking. Spud is basically the 5.5, and I personally believe that it's going to be significantly better, obviously, than the 5.4. But the way to think about it is that it is like a half cooked version of GPT-6, which is basically Spud at full potential. It's just way more token efficient. And from what I've seen from my test as well, it also feels like it has higher tokens per second. So responses are not just only better, but noticeably faster too. And you'll notice that when you're using it within the GPT web app. So you're kind of getting this weird combo of better reasoning plus lower cost plus faster output with this new model, which is honestly a massive jump compared to what we've had before. Because you'll notice that when you are to prompt it for any front end related task, it's able to generate beautiful front ends, especially if you're providing images to code out based off of whatever prompt that you give it. Like in these demos, you'll see how proficient the model is in terms of outputting beautiful code based off of the image that you had provided or reference. And it's able to accurately generate these different sorts of landing pages with different sorts of dynamic movements, typographies, as well as different attributes that make this model a lot better in terms of its front end quality based off of what we have previously seen with the GPT 5.4. For example, just take a look at this Windows OS that I had created with the GPT 5.5 Pro, and this is exceptional, guys. Now, if I'm to double click, it will take me into my Windows 11 browser-based OS, and this is something that is exceptionally generated because you can see that all the SVG icons of all the different applications have been thoroughly generated, and this definitely depicts what a Windows operating system looks like. Now, not everything has been coded out due to the context, but you can still see that everything else has been generated thoroughly, accurately to what a Windows operating system looks like. Like Microsoft Edge, you have the Notepad, you also have Paint, which is cool to see, as well as settings. And this is definitely a great basic generation that we have gotten from the GPT 5.5, but still, the fact that it generated all of these SVGs accurately is really nice to see. Let's take a look at this Minecraft clone that it had generated. The fact that we have gotten a super cloned version of Minecraft is insane because this is something that added different textures thanks to the 5.5, generating all the different attributes, cloning Minecraft. And you can see that it even created an inventory. You have the ability to break blocks, and there's an animation for it. And one thing I really like is that it added all the dynamic movements of Minecraft. The sandbox game has been thoroughly cloned. You have infinite terrain. You also have water that was generated accurately. Now, obviously, the game physics for the water isn't properly generated in a single shot generation, but the fact that you have all these other attributes that have been added to this Minecraft clone is great. Like the ability to break different blocks, you have different ores, you have different cave systems that have been generated with this clone. So it's really nice to see that it was capable of doing this. Next is a demo where it is showcasing the model's capability in 3JS, and you can see how good this model is at real-world rendering tasks. Someone literally generated Monica's apartment from Friends, and the level of details just wasn't possible before, because in this case, it's able to fully generate a proper layout, objects, you even have lighting that has been added to this 3D environment, and it actually feels like a real 3JS project. That's the real difference now. It's not just generating code because it can understand how 3D environments are structured which is insane that an AI model is capable of doing this. Before, you would get something pretty broken or basic. Now it's clean, usable, and way more complete right off the gate. And I like how fast it is with these generations because you're basically just vibe coding full 3GS scenes and barely using any efforts. But I'm not gonna lie, I hate these tacky UI components that OpenAI models generate with the glass morphism generation of these different components. If you want the best AI tools, workflows, and drops before everyone else, join my free newsletter with the link in the description below, which is completely free. Next is a solar system visualization that was fully coded out with 3JS. I've never seen this level of detail for a full solar system that was built. Because, for example, you can see all the moons for each individual planet. You even have the asteroid belt that was generated, and you can even see the scale that actually feels accurate. The lighting from the sun looks natural. Even the planetary motion feels smooth and realistic, not just static spheres floating around. So you can tell that it understands things like spacing or orbit paths or how to structure a full 3D scene instead of just throwing objects together. It uses reasoning to generate everything properly. And that is something that you will notice with this model. It is a lot more intelligent and it's capable of generating everything properly when it is working on any user task. Not just that, GPT 5.5 Pro is also really good at low poly 3D generations, especially with 3JS. It's not just basic shapes either, because it understands the composition. Colors is obviously going to be generated, but the scene layout and everything about these generations will give you more life and more creativity when you have it prompt on generating something with freedom. Everything actually looks clean and intentional, which is something that I've noticed with these new models. Here is a flight simulator in 3GS that was generated by the GPT 5.5, and this is definitely nice to see, but I still believe that the Opus 4.7 had done a better job with this generation, but still nice to see that it was able to generate all the components correctly. Here is another flight simulator that was generated with the 5.5, and I gotta say this one looks a lot better than the previous one. You have different environments that you can actually fly your plane in, like the Grand Canyon, Swiss Alps, Everest, and Manhattan. What you'll notice is that with stuff like 3GS, it's not just building what you asked for, it's almost like it's directing the scenes for you. Before you had to micromanage everything when you're working with 3GS, but now it looks like that the model is thinking with you and it's pushing the idea further with these different generations. The model's SVG generation is truly incredible. This is where it was requested to create an Xbox controller in SVG, and just take a look at the quality of output. Everything truly depicts what an Xbox controller looks like. You have obviously all the buttons that have been added, as well as the main structure of the Xbox controller. Obviously, it could be worked upon further, but the fact that it did get an SVG generation of an Xbox controller to be accurately depicted is great to see. Here is another SVG for something that represents a cat. And you can see that it was able to accurately generate a lot of different features of a cat. You have its feet, its tail, its eyes, as well as its whiskers. And you can see that it can actually understand composition and symmetry quite well. And it's able to output it in SVG really well as well. And you saw that with my Windows clone or my operating system that I generated, the SVG icons are accurately depicted, and it is something that did a great job with those generations. Here is an Xbox 360 ASCII art, and this is a super incredible demo because it's able to generate clean ASCII style visuals of something like an iconic Xbox 360 controller. It's not 100% accurate, but the fact that you got a good image as well as a good reference as to what an Xbox controller looks like, the spacing, the structure, the symmetry, all of them, all of these components have been surprisingly accurately generated. If you like this video and would love to support the channel, you can consider donating to my channel through the super thanks option below. Or you can consider joining our private Discord where you can access multiple subscriptions to different AI tools for free on a monthly basis, plus daily AI news and exclusive content, plus a lot more. But that's about it, guys, for today's video on the new GPT 5.5 leaks. We'll definitely keep you posted if it does end up dropping on Tuesday or either Thursday, as those are the 2 days that OpenAI tends to drop models. But I'm pretty sure that they will be dropping within those 2 days. And I highly, highly, highly recommend that you stay tuned by subscribing, obviously, to the second channel as well as the main channel, staying tuned on our newsletter, as well as following us on Twitter for the latest AI news and updates. Make sure you also go ahead and join the Discord. And lastly, make sure you guys follow me on the YouTube page by subscribing, turning on the notification bell, liking this video, and please take a look at our previous videos so that you can stay up to date with the latest AI news. But with that thought, guys, have an amazing day. Spread positivity. Thank you, Elon. And lastly, hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you guys really shortly. Peace out, fellas.